How's everybody doing tonight? I know it's late, but it's not midnight yet, so it's still my vegan anniversary. I just want to hop on and chat a little bit because I said that I would, but I'm gonna begin, and whoever can watch this video at another time, it'll be there for you to watch. So your girl has been vegan for a year now, and I did a long post. It was a long post alert that explained just a little bit of why. Well, it's pretty much in a nutshell, even if it wasn't super long explanation, but it gave you the gist of why I originally chose to go vegan. It was strictly for health and disease prevention reasons. It had nothing to do with saving the animals and animal mistreatment, nor, saving the earth, which are great reasons. And those are great things that you kind of naturally adopt when you become vegan. But those are not my reasons why I went. Mine was very specifically, they were edged on by watching my grandmother suffer through her illnesses, hugely related, mostly with diabetes complications. And it impacted my life so greatly that I began to read and research and figure out how I can avoid that in my own life. Because a lot of diseases, especially type 2 diabetes, is lifestyle induced. Therefore, you can do things in your lifestyle that will help you to dodge those diseases that may seem like fate to you, especially if it runs in your family. I learned so much about veganism that I kind of went vegan cold turkey, but maybe not like the average person, because I was vegetarian many years ago, but I had stopped eating red meat and beef. Well, I stopped eating pork and beef 16 years ago. So I had already kind of halfway was there, especially compared to, hey, Christian, especially compared to, other people. I was already there, not eating poultry. Only eating poultry and fish by the time that I stopped eating it altogether. So going vegan was a decision that I made specifically for health. So I want to get that out of the way, because that's one of the questions I always get. Why did you go? Was it for religious reasons? Absolutely not. Was it to save the animals? I love animals, but really that's not why either. And I found it to be true as I've gotten blood work a couple of times throughout, because I get it free through being a veteran. Hey guys. And my blood work is always great, very, very healthy. And the only deficiency I've run into is iron. But I've literally been low iron all of my life from a child. And so now I have to stay on top of it even more. So that's an easy fix, right? So I wanted to throw some things out there for people that are thinking about veganism, curious. You don't have to be okay, I'm ready, I'm going vegan. But just if you have some curiosity about it, if you've been thinking about, what is it about? What exactly do vegans eat? How am I going to, the number one question, where do you get your protein? Protein literally comes from lots of food. When I got my blood work done, that was like one of the highest things on my nutrient list. Like my protein is at the level of someone that eats meat. The only thing that was off is my iron, and my iron was pretty rough. So I got that together. So it's a few things I want to say. If you're curious or thinking about it, try to educate yourself a little bit on what's the big deal about veganism. Why would somebody want to choose to not eat meat? And listen, I'm talking to you. This is a Southern girl. I grew up eating pickled pig feet. Yes, I ate chitlins. I know it's horrible, but I did. I ate fried chicken every Sunday growing up. I grew up on North Carolina style barbecue. You know, vinegar based, the good stuff. Nobody knows more about meat eating than me because I grew up that way. So I'm saying that to say that if I can go vegan, this Southern style eating macaroni and cheese, potato salad, you know, all things non-vegan I used to eat. If I can do it, anyone can. Why? Because it's simply a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. So I would say educate yourself. One of the fun ways that I did that was watching documentaries, watching movies and video. Is so many videos out there. It's like 2019, you do not have to go veganism on your own. Like, you don't have to just willy-nilly and just try to figure it out. Like, there is so much information out there that will walk you easily through and tell you why it's good for you and what's good. So one of the three top videos I'm going to give you that if you've never even, I don't know, not just heard of it, but never even considered it or don't know much about it, watch these three and it'll give you a good base. One, Forks Over Knives. Forks Over Knives is a great documentary. Forks Over Knives is now like a whole movement. They have websites. They're on all social media platforms. They had apps. They have books. I mean, it's good stuff. Great base for knowledge. Then there is a movie called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It's a pretty old movie. It's maybe 10 years now. It might not be that old, but very good movie for getting some inspiration on why it's a good thing to go plant-based. Because it will kick your whole body system into gear on getting in a healthy, get your engine going in a good direction. And then there's a movie called What the Health. Did I talk about that? What the Health is probably one, a lot of people, it's been like spread a lot around. And that is a movie that I watched, a documentary I watched before I stopped eating meat. I think I watched it. Shakira watched it. Melissa watched it. Like, a lot of us watched it and we were like, that's it. We're not eating no more meat, no more chicken, no more fish. I mean, that movie is a shocker to you. If you've never seen it, like, it'll wake you up real quick of what you're eating. And let me tell you something. Once you know, you know. You can't act like you don't know. Let me just say that. So yeah, be warned about that. And then for those that are athletes, those that are athletic, because I get that question a lot too, like, I'm super athletic. I actually ran into this young lady at a vegan restaurant that I was at in Houston 2 weekends ago. She's an athlete and she was like, I always thought about going vegan, but you know, I'm so athletic and I'm bodybuilding. I was like, girl, there's a whole movement of vegan athletes out there. Like Kyrie Irving is a vegan. Mike Tyson's a vegan. There's a lot of vegans like that are hardcore, like bodybuilders, like wrestlers that are vegan. Yes. So look them up. There's like a whole slew of them, a whole movement. And so I encouraged her, like, yeah, girl, you can do it. There are people already doing it, and they'll pave the way for you. So yeah. So that movie for athletes would be, it's called From the Ground Up. So it features a lot of athletes, endurance athletes that are running long distance, that are doing triathlons. It's pretty cool. So another thing I want to talk about is some foods that I definitely was not eating before I became vegan. If I was eating it, it was like so far and few in between that I barely even remember. One of those things is flax seeds. Flax seeds is something now that I just take a little brown baggie at Whole Foods and get the little scooper and throw some in there. And every smoothie that I eat now, I throw that in there. Talking about smoothies, I never used vegan protein, and it is absolutely good. It's so delicious. Like, it's great. And it's plant-based. Avocado. I'm an absolute avocado lover. Avocados are by far my favorite fruit at this point. I eat avocados literally every day. It is because it's the good fat, and vegans, I mean, we don't get our fat from a whole lot of different places. We don't get them from meat. So unless you're adding, like oils, avocados I cook with, coconut oils and things like that. Avocados are naturally, natural fat that you can just eat, and it's delicious. Swiss chard. Swiss chard is a dark leafy green that is very hardy, and it's very tough skin leaf. So you can use it as like a wrap, and it's good. You can cook it, and it's good stuff. So that's something I never was eating before. Now, when you're vegan, you just kind of, hey, Michelle, how are you, darling? When you become vegan, it just kind of like opens your mind up, opens your world up to all these foods that you were not eating before. And you start to try all kinds of things. And so it's been pretty adventurous and pretty cool to learn the things that my palate and my body would like, because I wasn't giving it a chance before, let's be honest, So that's been pretty awesome. And then the dairy-free ice creams. Dairy-free desserts are so good. I didn't even know, I didn't know Haagen-Dazs made dairy-free ice cream. I didn't know Ben & Jerry's had dairy-free ice cream. My favorite brand is So Delicious, and it is a vegan brand. And they just have the recipe perfect. It's good, guys. It is good. And it's without all the bloating and the misery you feel with eating milk products. Like, I used to put my system through that torture, stomach cramps and bloating and all that just to eat some ice cream. Not with dairy-free ice cream. And it's good. Give it a try. You don't have to be vegan to try it. Okay, so my last thing I wanted to talk about, I want to talk about the social aspects that people dread when doing like any kind of diet change, to be honest with you, but definitely vegans. Listen, we get we get drugged through the mud sometimes. Like, I know that people say things that vegans can be extreme or very dogmatic about our diet, but I get the other way around. Like, people rag on me pretty heavy about my diet. Like, oh, what you eating? What you gonna eat? Cardboard? You're gonna eat the grass out? And like what? So yeah, the social aspects can be pretty rough because there's a very small percentage of people in the U.S. that are eating vegan. I mean, it's literally like between 3 and 6% of the U.S. population. So you're going to find yourself in a lot of social, situations where there is no other vegan there. But thankfully, because it is 2019, people at least know about it. And it's not that hard to tweak certain things. So my top tips for getting past some of the awkward social situations. One, if you're going out to eat, because I love to go out to eat. I'm a foodie. Listen, I'm a vegan and I'm still a foodie. If you're going out to eat, look up the menu before you go. Unless it's a vegan restaurant, which I normally, they're far in between. Like I have to go to a specific city to get to a fully vegan restaurant. And the closest one for me is Pensacola, which is an hour from here. But every time I travel to a city, I find a vegan restaurant because they're normally pretty prevalent in a city. But look up a restaurant's menu before you go, so it's not all awkward when everybody's ordering and you don't even know what you're going to order or eat. I do that religiously. And at the end of the day, I know I can always eat fries. It's horrible. It's horrible, but you can always have something with some potatoes. And if you're going to like an event where it's like a barbecue or a family, gathering or something at someone's home where there's somebody cooking, bring your own food. Okay, I have mastered the art of bringing my own food. I have brought my own food to church events. I have brought my own food to Thanksgiving. I have brought my own food to all kinds of things. I brought my own food to, hey, Tori. I brought my own food to the family reunion I was at last weekend, and I even got to cook and share it with my family, and everybody tried some, and listen, it was beautiful, which brings me to my third point, that if you are going somewhere where there's a lot of people they don't eat vegan, bring enough of your vegan dish to share with other people. Because people will try it, and you try to make a believer. I have literally made about all of my friends try vegan at this point. They can tell you, I've had company over here and I always bring my own vegan food. I have no qualms about it. I don't feel any shame about it. So, yeah. And then another social thing that could be helpful is let people know up front, yeah, you're vegan, but you're not pushing it on them. That's my choice. That's what I choose to eat. I am not saying you're a bad person because you're eating meat. That's not what this is about. This is my personal choice for my health. And if I can share something with someone that would help them maybe take a little bit more meat out of your diet, that would make me happy. Okay, so that's about all I wanted to share. I see some people on here. How are you guys doing tonight? It's late. Hi, Darlena. How are you, darling? It's been some years, girl. It's probably coming up on a decade since I've seen you. Anybody got any questions about my vegan choices, my vegan journey? Anything you've always want to know? Anything you want to ask me? I am here for it. I'm off tomorrow, so Santisha bless. Hey, girl. You look great. Oh, thank you, Tori. You're so sweet. Thank you, girl. I try. Listen, I contributed. My son and I have tried going meatless for a week. Oh, good. That's what's up, Michelle. So, that's another question I get asked a lot. Are your boys vegan? No, they are not. Good, Michelle. I'm glad it went well. Yeah, my cousin and my aunt said that after my family reunion last weekend that they were going to try to go vegan for a whole month. I suggested that they do it slowly, start out with maybe Meatless Monday and then grow from there. But they were, that's why you up. Why? What you mean, darling? That's why I'm up. But, hey, Tisha. Hey, girl. But yeah, are my boys vegan? No, they are not vegan. They made it very known that they did not want to go vegan. Did they kick against my meatless Mondays? If anybody used to watch those videos, of course they did, but they quickly came on board. And definitely don't cook as much meat in my houses, but it naturally happens. So this is something I can add with you. I can give you 3 things or maybe a couple of things that I did not know was going to happen when I went vegan. 1, talking about my boys, I did not know that they would naturally grow away from eating meat as much. I did not make that choice for them. My boys are big. They can cook. They know how to get in there and cook just most things that I cook because I raised them that way. And I keep like some ground, as premium as I possibly can, some ground turkey or something in my freezer. A couple of things, just so they can never say, Mom's trying to make me go vegan. They say that. It's so funny. I would buy like a carton of like 6 count eggs, and they would literally sit in there until I had to throw them away because they would. And my boys can cook that. They know how to get in there and cook a full breakfast by themselves with eggs, and they wouldn't touch it. And it was just naturally happen. So when they eat meat now, it is very sparingly in the house, and it's normally when they're out the house. And just kind of happened that way. Anybody got any questions about that? Because that's another question I get a lot. They're athletes, and I could easily put them on a vegan athlete diet, but they have chosen not to, and I'll leave that choice up to them. Some people say you shouldn't give them a choice, but at this point, only because they've been eating it all their life, do I give them that choice. Anybody got any questions about anything? All right. So another thing I didn't know would happen. So I said earlier in the video, I had very specific reasons of why I went vegan. It was specifically, do you also add keto principles? I really don't know what that is. I don't add anything other than just trying to eat plant-based and no dairy and no meat. Nothing that had a mama or came from someone that had a mama. Another thing I did not know that would happen when I went vegan is I did not know I was going to grow a sensitivity to the whole movement of killing animals. I went vegan specifically for health reasons. I went vegan watching my grandmother's health disparities wreck her body and knowing that I wanted to go prevention route as much as I possibly could. So I'm a health science and public health major that I did not finish my degree. Don't ask me. But I say that to say that I had a passion. I've always had a passion for health and wellness. And I knew that prevention is a huge part that I wanted to lean in if I ever got into that field. And so I knew a little bit about it. And I knew that once I started reading and research, it was like, bam, yes, this is the answer for me. So I did not know that I would grow a sensitivity to the animals. Watching the documentaries that I've watched, hey Vontae, and I'm gonna get to your question, Michelle. Watching the documentaries that I've watched and the movies and learning the things that I've learned, there's absolutely no way that you can learn all of that and not. All right, let's answer a couple questions. What about your grocery budget? Did it increase or decrease? Very good question. So, I'm gonna probably do a video series or something on these questions because I get so many good questions and I want to be able to answer them and have people give a reference back to them. So people always say, well, it's got to be expensive if you're buying fresh. You think to your mind you're buying fresh fruit all the time, like twice a week or once a week at least. You're at the grocery store, which I do like my fresh vegetables, fresh fruits. But you can set your budget up depending on what you got to work with, right? So like, for instance, beans and rice is vegan. A potato and some beans is vegan. I keep saying beans because beans is a very good source of protein that I eat beans probably every day, like at least every other day. I like a lot of meat substitutes, but they can be pricey for somebody that's on a real budget. They're delicious, but but they can be pricey, so you don't have to go that route. So beans, lentils, brown rice, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, quinoa. These are like base things that I keep in my kitchen pretty much all the time and eat a lot of. And then your veggies, like you just buy a whole thing of spinach leaves. I keep those in my refrigerator and have this entire year because I keep them in my smoothie. And broccoli is not expensive. So a lot of things are really not as expensive as you think. I try to buy sprouted bread and I keep it in my freezer. And I probably only eat one a day or one every other day because I don't need all those carbs. But it's not as bad as you think. Did my bill increase? No, it didn't. And I can tell you that because I keep a budget sheet. So my bill is the same. I just had to switch up what I'm getting. Hope that answers your question. Darlena, I'm not sure what your question was. Maybe you meant, do I add keto principles? And no, I don't do any of the other special diets. Vegan diet is really, I don't know if you can call it, I guess you can call it a diet, but all you're doing is eliminating animal products, animals and animal flesh and animal products. Okay, cool. I'm glad I answered your question, Michelle. Vonda, you said, I'm proud of you. I don't think I could do it because it's a lifestyle change. And our culture was brought up on some good old, yes. Girl, when you go back in this video, I talked about how your girl grew up eating pickled pig feet, chitlins, and fried chicken every Sunday. I am a straight up Southern girl from North Carolina, from the Carolinas. I grew up eating North Carolina style barbecue sandwiches with coleslaw on them and Carolina hot dogs and bologna. Listen, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know why? Because like I said earlier, it's just simply a choice. It's a choice. And once you make your mind up to do something, you do it, right? I mean, and everybody has their why they do anything. So why, Kim, would you go so extreme as to a vegan diet? Like, are you crazy, girl? Like, when the last time you had some good barbecue ribs? Like, that's the stuff I'm saying what people would say to me. Like, but bacon though. Like, people say, but bacon though, Kim. But bacon. But what, pizza, Kim? What? Listen, I'm going to say this. And I said this very briefly to my family this past weekend. I watched my grandmother, who is Joko, baby. That's right, Michelle. I watched my grandmother go through some very, very disheartening things in the last 3 years. They were greatly due to diseases that are racking her body that are lifestyle. They're preventable. I'll say it like that. And now that she's gotten into her older age, it's just almost like a matter of time type thing when you have certain diseases and you hadn't taken care of it. You know what I'm saying? And she made a lot of good strides, and she had gotten off her insulin at one time, and it's just a lot of different things. But that diabetes is rough, man. Listen, 2019, I could not believe in 2019, they're still amputating limbs from diabetes. Like, aren't we? I thought to myself, like, man, this is still killing us like this in 2019. And we can do better. Like, we do not have to. And I said this really briefly in my post today that I posted, that long post with my grandmother, that we do not have to succumb to the fate of dying with heart disease and dying early, I guess, with heart disease and diabetes. And my grandmother's limbs, she's a double leg amputee at this point. This is my heart. Like, she raised me. Like, all of my friends that grew up closely with me know me and her because they came to her house. This is a woman that's full of life. Our matriarch, she had 6 children. All of us came from her. And her life is has diminished greatly because of sickness and disease. So I say that to say that if that's not extreme enough to make me just switch up some things with a diet, then I don't know what would be. Other than maybe my children getting sick or something. You know what I'm saying? So I think about things like this. I think about the fact that I've learned so much at this point that if I was to marry someone and they came down with an illness, I feel like I would know how to use medicine to heal them. Same thing with my children. Even though my children have not taken on a vegan diet at this point, they know a good enough amount about it. And they have a mother that is vegan, that is, should they ever need to fight something in their body, like cancer, it's a huge one. You know, cancer was not racking our population and community like it is now back 50 years ago. Think about that. What changed? Right? I'm not going to start preaching. I'm not become your little human documentary right now, but I'm just saying, like, I've learned too much. And yeah, veganism may possibly be like extreme measures to some. But if you ever have to deal with something that is killing your quality of life, or you're watching your loved one deteriorate before your eyes, it'll make you rethink some things. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. So, I mean to get all deep on y'all real quick, but this is a reality. This is reality for me. Anybody got any questions anymore? I know it's late for some of y'all, but I told you I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off. Thank you, Vontae, though. I appreciate it. I actually got a lot of that today. They were like, congratulations. Like, yeah, you go, girl. And another very gratifying thing that I've experienced throughout work. Oh, girl, what you doing? Well, okay. My lipstick is cracking. One very gratifying thing that I've enjoyed throughout this year, though, is all the people that do have questions and they actually like want to embrace some aspects of it. I'm cool with that. Like, if you don't want to go full vegan and you want to really try, like, dedicate to maybe one day a week, do you know how many health benefits there are to like cutting meat out of your body? I mean, out of your diet and not putting it in your body for one day. It really is like health benefits to that. You're basically giving your system a break. wrapping up some loose ends. Okay, Michelle, now it's late now. It's past midnight at this point, ain't it? There? I think so. But anyway, anybody got any other questions? I know it's late, but I'm good. I'm waiting. It's been a joyride for me. I've enjoyed it. I've thoroughly enjoyed the journey, and I'm excited to go into my next phase of my journey. I'm going to be where you at, Michelle? You on Central Time. Where are you at? You're not in North Carolina? I'm ready to go into the next phase of my journey, which is going to be weight loss. I intentionally did not focus on weight loss. That's not why I went vegan. Yes, it naturally happened. I think I lost 25 pounds or 27 or close to 30 pounds. And then I gained like 10 pounds back. But that was neither here nor there to me because I didn't go vegan for weight loss. But now I'm in that next phase because it's all about health, right? So I'm going to start I need to lose weight because I'm overweight for my height. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to hire a coach for that because I believe in coaches. And yeah, then the next phase after that, I'm going to try to go fully plant-based vegan, which is the healthiest form of veganism. Some people say raw veganism. I'm not probably going to be a raw vegan to maybe I'm 60 or something. I don't know. But does everybody know what raw veganism is? Anybody know? You know what raw vegan is, Michelle? You're in Nashville. You live in Nashville? Or are you there visiting are you for a work trip, or what you doing? You live Nashville. It's popping in Nashville. Busy all the time. Raw veganism is when you don't cook you only eat plant-based and you don't cook anything. You live in Nashville? Girl, let me find out. I'm coming to visit. I did not know that. And I've heard so many things about good things going on in Nashville. I heard it's very expensive, first of all. I heard it's the fastest growing city, one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S. And yeah, it's time for me to take a trip. Yes. Okay. Now I know, girl. I did not know. I travel so much. There's nothing for me to hit that up. So, yeah, raw vegan I think it's a bit extreme, but it's like the healthiest form. Have you guys ever looked up vegans like the Fountain of Youth? There are some vegans that are raw vegans. They are like in their 70s, and I promise you they look like they're in their 40s. They are doing it. It's very encouraging. I'm glad you love it, Michelle. That is awesome, sis. That is awesome. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Nashville. Yeah, heard nothing but great things. I hear a lot that's expensive though. I'll be definitely down for a trip to Nashville. All right, it's late, and I feel like I'm keeping Michelle on here, but I know this video will be watched at another time. So if anybody has any questions after the fact, after you watch this video, I am more than welcome to answer. I feel like I counsel all in the DMs anyway. Call you. Okay, so I have a new phone. I know I had your phone number before, but it's probably not in my new phone because I did not switch over my contacts. Hit me. We can hit each other up on Facebook and or send me your number. Yes, that girl is out in Nashville living her best life. Okay. Relocated for work. That's what's up. I'm excited for you. Enjoy life. Live life. All right, guys. I don't want to ramble. So until next time, thank you. DM me, girl. Until next time, you all be blessed. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderfully blessed weekend. I know I am. I'm about to be out in Atlanta this weekend, and I get to do some things with my mentor, my coach, and also get me some bay time. So I'm going to enjoy my birthday weekend and get it on back to Florida. You guys have a blessed weekend. Until next time, take care.